Well, hello, my darlings. Here I am on my first video, Morning Cuppa with Wallis. And have you got your cuppa? Because I've got mine. Look, kookaburras on it. You can tell we're in Australia, can't you? Oh, I do love a cuppa. And mine happens to be a cup of tea, but whatever you're into at this time, it might be a glass of wine. I don't know. Depends where you are in the world, and welcome to wherever you are in the world. I've been playing and fiddling. I've drawn to this piece of obsidian this morning, so I've been playing with that. Now, I haven't got time to do my digressing as I do, because today's title, I wanted to give you a little bit of background on me and my life. Today's title is Psychic Twins, Identical Journeys, ? It's a bit enthralling, isn't it? It's a bit, what's that about? So did I say welcome? Thank you, darlings, for joining me. And thank you to those of you who have been following me on my normal channel of Wednesdays with Wallis, Psychic Medium. This week we had, a huge growth in numbers, a huge growth in the amount of people that, hit on the, watched and, hit on the channel. So that is so uplifting and so exciting, I have to tell you now. I am so excited about that. Now, okay, so I have 10 minutes. Get on with it, Wallis, and I want to draw one card. I want to draw one card for all of us, and I'm going to do that from the Sacred Forest, Denise Lynn's Sacred Forest Tarot, which I absolutely love. So let's get the hair tidied up a little bit. Messing around there, you can tell it's in the morning, can't you? Well, it's nearly lunchtime really here in Australia, in Melbourne. So, piece of obsidian I picked up. I'm handling that, obviously, for the energies or whatever's coming out of that today. So this little bit about my background and how I came to be doing what I'm doing, which I promised I would talk about. So for the next 5 minutes or whatever, I'm going to either enlighten you and uplift you, or I'm going to bore you to bloody tears. But I hope it's the former, not the latter, and that it'll be an ongoing, perhaps, story that I'll fill in as we go along on our morning cuppa with Wallis. But I was born an identical twin, not a twin, split egg, 2 eggs. I was born an identical twin, 1 egg, split. So the two of us came. We obviously chose it. We chose it for the lessons, and they've been many. And I don't want to get into a big thing around that, whether you do or don't believe in. We choose our parents, and we choose to be here, and we choose our circumstances so that we can grow and we can fill in the gaps in our soul's journey. We'll talk about that. Perhaps I'll do a webinar on that sometime. But this is our journey, my sister and I. As I said, we're identical twins. She hadn't been too well recently, which was a bit of a worrying time for me. And we're very close. And this is the interesting thing, identical twins. We are very close, but we're also not. And that's a strange thing, because I always wanted all my life for my sister and I to be doing something together. And we've lived a good many years now, and we haven't done that. We haven't worked together. We haven't done something together, which is the strangest, oddest thing to me. Perhaps not to her. But anyway, we started out life, my sister in a little bit later. We're very psychic, and yeah, I sense all sorts of things, you know, when we had our children, had the pain for each, you know, all that, all the strange things that are said about identical twins are true. I have to tell you, they're true. There's the oddest, strangest things. Driving down streets and, you know, finding yourself in, you know, the same street. You've never been down there before, but finding, you know, your sister coming the other way or something. Um, Odd, really odd things. My mother used to call us oddie bods because she never quite understood us. We were always in a huddle, of course, together, and as that happens with identical twins, they don't need anybody else, exclusive to everybody else in the world. They huddled together, and I guess our lives were like that as well until we got a bit older. And then, of course, you know, you move on, you do different things. One stage I went and lived in America for about 4 or 5 years, um, later on in later life, and I'm sure that was a big wrench for my sister. We never actually talked about it, but I think it might have been better if we had have. But anyway, my sister is very psychic. She for years did healing and readings and things in the time when that wasn't, you know, as common or as popular as it is now, as our understandings and our knowledge has grown. um, but anyway, my sister had, um, you know, did that sort of work for years. And the interesting thing was, and strange as it may seem, I came along believing that, you know, she was given that, she had that, and I was drawn to it, very drawn to it. But I felt that she was doing it, and a bit like, you know, you don't want to pinch another kid's toy, you know, when they've got it. So, well, that was me anyway. So I felt like that, and it wasn't correct. It wasn't correct at all. But um, it was the way I felt, and it took me a good many years to realise that that just simply wasn't true. It was a whole story. I'd fed myself for whatever reason. Maybe, you know, there were some real underlying reasons to that. But my sister did all the psychic sort of things, and I trailed along behind, seemingly being, you know, the straight person in the duo, and you know, making a bit of fun of it, and you know, a bit of a comedy out of it. And at one time, somebody suggested we should actually do a show or do something around that. But I wasn't drawn to that, purely because I was making fun of something I wanted to do. I wanted to be part of. I wanted to, you know, participate in. And so, but as the years have gone on, um, I really would like to have joined together and done something with her together. I think that twins have a very powerful connection, and they have a very powerful, um, they come with a very powerful message. And I feel that up to now, anyway, it doesn't mean it'll continue, but we better get on with it if it's going to happen. But, you know, we haven't yet imparted that message together. There's still obviously some growing around our journey that we need to do, that's keeping us from being able to, you know, join that or do that together. I'd like to. I've yearned for it really, but find myself getting a bit upset there, and I don't want to. So we Yes, so we came, we're identical twins, and we are. If you see us, we mirror each other in the things that we do. We do similar things. We have same sorts of mannerisms. We're very, very alike, and we, you know, can get each other laughing and going, and we just see the funniest things in things, the both of us, like as if we're off in our own world, and we probably are, because we certainly have, a connection to things. And so when my sister backed away from doing her, a couple of years or so ago, when she backed away from doing her readings and doing things and seemingly being serious about it, I really thought that that was my chance and my time then, to pick up, I guess, where she had left off. Perhaps that's what it was meant to be. I don't know. But I seem to have picked up, I guess, where she left off, and I was really drawn to it. I was doing something else, and 12 months ago, almost to the day, I ended what I was doing and said goodbye to it, and I picked up the reins of doing this, scared out of my wits, really. I was very concerned and worried about it. I didn't want to feel like a fake, or I didn't want to feel like I couldn't bring through, the energies, and I couldn't communicate with non-physical. And but I knew I could. I came with it. I knew I could, because over the years, many, many things had taken place. I knew I had the connection. I just had to have faith. So I guess for me, what I'm saying to you is that that's a little bit about my sister and I in this few minutes that I've got. But I want you to know that, we all at times can be very frightened, to do something, to step out, to move, to go on a particular journey. And I want to assure you that you can do it. You can do it. And mine was, I came from a very traditional, businessy background that I'd been doing, and I doubted a lot, about this, and I'm so thrilled I did, and I'm still learning. I'm still getting used to it. I'm still stepping into my own, personal power. I'm still learning and communicating with the universe, and wonderful and amazing things are happening, which we'll talk about on our morning Cuppa with Wallis. But I'm going to quickly pull this card, then I'm going, darlings. So I don't want to take up all your time. I'm going to pull the card out, and the card I've pulled out, well, wouldn't you know it, Wild Rose Fairy Love. And I'm not going to read it from Denise's book. I'm just going to give it from my own intuitive. And I think at this point of time, the world needs lots of love. We need to spend lots of time loving ourselves. And this is a very good card for me to pull today, because for me it applies the same. As much as I absolutely adore my identical twin, I've learnt along the way to respect and love myself. And that's been most helpful and most important. So there you have it, our first little chat. I hope you enjoyed it, sitting in my chair in the office, table behind me I haven't relocated yet, that I shoved in there and forgot about. You can see it's all a work in progress, like life is a work in progress. And I'll see you next week, my darlings. Mwah. I love you all, and I'll see you next week on Morning Cuppa with Wallis. Bye for now, darlings. Bye.